Because at the end of the day, the thing that makes me happy is being true to myself. No, that's stupid. Welcome back everybody to Spiels on Wheels. Today I believe it becomes clear that I'm running out of neighborhood space to do these videos in. What with all the random tellings of suburbia, cicadas, kids and people yelling for no reason, and lots of car and plane noises. With that being said, I want to make it abundantly clear that I have no intention of stopping doing these, but it is becoming a little bit difficult to have new filming arrangements when I don't necessarily know the quarantine limitations of each park. But just know that's something that I'm looking into. I'm looking into going to different parks instead of just going to the same places of my neighborhood. That way we can change up the scenery a little bit and really get some good shots. And just like always, I want to talk to you guys about what I've been thinking about this week, what I've been watching, what I've been playing, what I've been listening to. And if I'm being completely honest, this week's kind of a blur because work just kind of took everything out of me. I really want to be able to give my all to every single one of these videos, and that's kind of hard to do when it's not my full-time job. But on the other hand, I think that might just be a poor excuse because I don't really want anything as my full-time job. And sometimes I wonder how much of that is actually from my personality or my thoughts, and how much of that is actually just a lack of motivation. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Motivation, drive, what really gets you going on what you want to do with your life. And this may be somewhat more of a heavier topic than I was expecting to talk about today, but it's what's been on my mind and I want to keep true to that for this vlog. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to relate it to some other topic that I like to talk about on this show, like games or music or what I'm normally talking about. Now, motivation can mean a lot of different things, but the thing I'm talking about is definitely the thing that makes you do what you want to do, or help you do the thing that you think you need to do. The reason I've been thinking about it so much lately is because I've really struggled with this topic for most of my adult life. A lot of times I would do the things that I do because I think that I have to do them. That being said, the way that I behave now and would like to behave in the future is such that I do things because I want to do them, not because I have to. If I'm not going to enjoy doing something, then why am I doing it? That's the beginning of this mentality that I have, but it's not the end of it. Because I've definitely found out that I have to pay my own bills, I have to take care of my own food, and eventually I'm going to have to house myself. So with those necessities pushed to the side, I'd kind of like to talk about the middle ground. Now, this middle ground is something that I completely just made up on the fly. But basically in my head, there are three kinds of responsibilities that you really owe to yourself as a person. Things that you have to do, things that you want to do, and things that you're just curious about. And the curiosity part is the middle ground that I think everyone owes to themselves a lot more than all of the other things that they don't really give enough credit to, or enough attention to, more rather. But why is the middle ground even important at all? I can only catch the top of that cloud. No. I thought if I came this way I could catch it. I think the middle ground is super important because... Oh geez, sorry. Because when it comes down to it, the things that you have to do are pretty much specifically tailored to your responsibility towards other people or towards your own health. And this middle ground concept that I've been thinking about is particularly interesting to me because it really only has to do with your own curiosity. It has no responsibility towards anybody or anything other than your own imagination. It's the entire reason that this show even exists at all. Maybe the middle ground technically still falls under the things that you want to do, but to me it's something much cooler, something that you can actively mess around with in your waking life as well as when you're asleep. There's the cloud. Oh my god, I love it. Look at it. Trees in the way, but it's so fluffy. Oh my god. And once you've thought about it enough, you can really put it to the test. It's not really something so limited by... Sorry, it's really, really cool that I'm going this far. I'm confused that I did all of that. I'm sorry. It's just these kinds of ideas that aren't really limited by your own motivation. And that's why I started this talk the way that I did. Being in touch with your own emotions and your own mental health as well as your physical health is incredibly important. I don't want anyone to think that I'm downplaying that. And I'm not so idealistically naive that I think that you can just shrug off all of your responsibilities, nor should you, to all of the rest of the members of society by not having to put in some kind of work. But what I can 100% say for myself is that I've been so much happier these past couple of months because I've been allowing myself to actually imagine things and actually let myself work out that part of my brain that I haven't since I was like 6 or something. Now obviously that's an exaggeration. You can basically ask anybody that knows me that I tend to let my imagination get out of control a little too often. Look at that. Oh my god. Look, part of it's blue. It's a giant, like, sword. I don't know what that top part is. I'll tell you when I think of it. But that's not really the imagination that I'm talking about. Kind of the part of your brain that lets you think about things in a way that you thought that you could never think of them before. Taking situations and patterns that you thought that you knew and turning them on their head. And that's the part of my imagination that I really would say that I haven't had access to since I was around 6 or 7. And now that I'm letting myself get into that kind of designing and thinking again lately, it's made me a lot happier. And if you've been listening to this video the entire time and wondering what on earth is he talking about, how does this a motivation talk, that's the segue right there, and you can take it or leave it. At the end of the day, I think that's what the middle ground is really all about. It's not just finding ways for yourself to be healthier or be a more productive member to society, but to really think and talk to yourself and ask yourself, what does it mean to be us? What makes us tick? What things do we like? What things don't we like? And make yourself get really creative with that kind of thinking. That way you can find out what makes you happier and in turn more motivated. I didn't really get to talk about games or music today, but I'm pretty happy the way this came out. Go ahead and write something down in the comments what you think your middle ground is. Really dig down and ask yourself what spaces you can get to in your mind to let you be your most happy. And go ahead and leave those in the comments. I know today was really different, but go ahead and also tell me if you liked today's talk or if it just sounded like I was rambling a bunch of nonsense. And if you really want to help out, share this video with all your friends and family and whoever you think would like it. Everybody, have a great day.